Well, like what kind of rice?
Let's continue.
Soy sauce.
Couple more vocabulary terms here. All right, make sure you're on day 3 for me. Day 3.
Should what?
Okay, first one. Parallel lines. I think you've heard of these before, right? But I want to show you them on a figure. So, like you guys did yesterday, can you draw me your cube again for this picture of parallel lines? Can you draw me your beautiful cubes? And like we did yesterday, we were going to label each corner with a letter for a point. All right, let's go over the criteria. The criteria for 2 lines to be parallel. How many? Can you guys remind me again yesterday? How many planes do I have on this cube?
6.
Everyone, I got 6, right? So I want you to focus on one of those 6. It has to be on the same plane. Parallel lines have to be on the same plane, but they don't intersect. Okay, they don't intersect each other. So what I'm going to ask somebody to do right now is give me a pair of parallel lines that you think, give me a pair of lines that you think are parallel. They have to be on the same plane though. Okay, they have to be on the same plane, and we're going to write it down. All right, here. You guys ready to go today? Okay, 8. Jeez, how about I fix it from last period? One job. Hey, there we go. Riley, you want to give me a pair? Give me one line first.
One line is I did A.
AB. Okay, everyone, remember how to write line AB. Let's go. AB. So line AB. Put a little space after that to write the next line AB, and what do you want?
DC.
I like DC. Now, those are, everyone agree? Can we all be in agreement before I show you something else that those are parallel? They're parallel, right? AB could also have been parallel to EF. Could have also written that. Now what I want to show you is, I don't want to write the word parallel every time. I have a symbol for parallel that I want to put in between these two to show they're parallel. Anybody know that? Maybe last year you used it, maybe?
2 lines, like vertical.
Good job. Good job. 2 parallel lines. Yep. Okay, it's right there. So make sure you make a note. Colin, we good? Can you just put your compass away for me? You don't need that until Friday. That's the symbol for parallel that we're going to use. Because who wants the word, right? The word parallel every time.
I'm going to misspell it.
Yeah.
But no, it isn't right. You have Josh Bolton?
Last year I did, yes.
Wait, so you said they had to be on the same plane? So
Correct.
Couldn't
What's up, Cameron?
GE and CB be on
Yeah, they are. They actually, they are on the same, you just don't see that plane.
Oh, right.
All right. Yeah, I just have you guys, it's kind of like one that slices through. Great job. Yeah,
Okay.
you're correct. I would still consider those parallel. I just kind of have kids focus on ones you can see.
Yeah.
All right, good job. All right, can you guys go through right now with me here? We'll do it all together. I won't call on anybody. You can just yell it out if you know it. Now look at my prism over here. Can anybody see anything that's parallel to AC? Parallel to AC. Colin, on the same plane, that's going to be?
DF.
DF. Make sure we write DF, line DF.
They don't have, wait, is that supposed to be in line? Because it just doesn't have the...
Well, yeah, it's showing because it doesn't have the arrows on the diagram, but yes, it's supposed to be a line because we know it goes on forever, right? EF, anything you see parallel to EF? Anybody EF? Good, Jude.
BC.
Good work, BC.
BC.
And how about AD? Anything parallel to AD? Good, Rod.
CF.
CF. Good work. Good job. All right. What I think is the hardest vocabulary word is coming up here, and that's skew lines. Okay, skew lines. Because the definition doesn't make too much sense. Let's take a look. There's three things that have to happen to have skew lines, and I'm going to show you visually here in a second. They can't be on the same plane. All right, so I'm just going to, you guys don't have to do this, but I'm going to put a number 1 right there. They cannot be on the same plane. Number 2, they cannot be parallel. And this is where it really starts freaking me out. They can't be parallel, and they cannot intersect. How's it? Don't they have to intersect if they're not parallel? Right? Right? Right?
I mean,
Oh, it's a line though. Skew lines. Right? So how do all three happen at the same time? Watch.
fourth dimension.
Here we go. You mind just holding that? How's your shoulder strength, Cameron? Too? We'll see, right? Hold that up for your classmates for me, my cube. All right, everyone ready? I'm going to show you a pair of skew lines using my cube and Cameron's help here. All right, everyone see this line I just put on there? All good? That's on my cube. And I'm going to put this one right here. So go through all three with me. Ready? Are these two lines on the same plane?
No.
Good. Are they parallel?
No.
And because we're in three-dimensional space, they're never going to intersect.
What if 140?
We're not going down that route. But does everyone see what I mean? Okay, so these lines I have up here, still doing all right?
Yeah.
Are skew lines. Make sense? Not in the same plane, not parallel. And my biggest thing is, do you understand how they're not intersecting? All good? Okay, thank you very much. Good work, good work. Got your workout in for the day.
Yeah.
Good. All right, so let's go to the same diagram now. Same diagram. AC, can you find a line that's going to be skewed to AC? So, hey, you cannot pick AB or BC. That's on the plane. And you can't pick DF because that's parallel to it. Go ahead, Drew. What are you thinking?
Yeah.
E, AC, and EF. Yeah, I like it. Yep. And by the way, there's multiple answers here, everybody. Okay? AC and EF. And hey, everyone, can you just take a quick peek at my diagram? I don't want you to think like this. Oh, wait. AC, and then Jude said EF, but wait a second. I take EF and extend. They're going to intersect. That's two-dimensional right here. They're always going to intersect, yeah, on your paper. But if I gave you a prism and I had Cameron hold it up with their shoulder strength, right, they would never intersect. Okay, they would never intersect each other. Make sense? All right, how about something that would be skewed to EF then? AC. Yeah, okay, AC.
Or we could do.
We could also do another popular answer is AD. Yep, AD is a popular answer too. And what's a skew to AD?
EF.
Everyone okay with EF?
Yes.
Not on the same plane, not parallel, and they're never intersect. Yep. Good job, everyone.
Wait, why are. Oh, never mind.
Okay.
I thought 4 and 6 were the same thing. One's a C and
Like when you tried to do like 4 or 2.
Any questions? All right. So we're okay with skew lines. I think that's the toughest vocabulary term I got for you. I'm not going to have you do a diagram for the next one, parallel planes, two planes that don't intersect. Or, if I go back to if you look at your cube real quick, could you give me two planes that don't intersect?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Quiz from yesterday. How do you name a plane? How many letters? Because there's no capital letter here. How many letters? If there's no capital letter in the corner, how do you name it? Name it, Colin.
All 4.
What?
All 4 letters.
You could name it all 4, but minimum, how many do I need? 3.
3 that don't make a line.
3 that don't make a line, correct. All right, so I could go, ready? ADC, that plane ADC is parallel to plane EGH, the top and the bottom. Okay, everyone all right? Parallel planes. I don't think we need to draw a diagram, but I do want to, let's take a look at that diagram. There's only 2 planes in that diagram that are parallel.
It's true.
There's only 2. There's not multiple answers here. There's only 2 planes. Anybody think they got the one plane involved? Plane, because we got to write PLANE. Right?
ABC.
Okay, ABC is one of them. Let's use our funky new notation, right? And then what other plane in that diagram is parallel to ABC? You gonna finish it, Cameron?
DEF.
Perfect, DEF.
Oh, you're right. D is from the bottom. You go down and then go up.
I guess so.
I lift my pencil like I'm doing, and I lift my pencil up and go around.
Teach.
They make fun of me for how I write a 4.
Yeah, you write for really weird.
Okay, all right. Well, my thing, whatever gets the job done, right?
How do you write it?
Wait,
What, a D? I guess I do from the bottom.
Wait, how do you write it?
I think. No! Don't you draw like an N backwards too or something?
All right. Next up, and I want to make sure you guys get this piece because it's not going to sound right. How can a line and a plane be parallel? I've already shown you how two planes can be parallel, right? And I've already shown you how two lines can be parallel. How can one be parallel to the other then? All right, you guys remember my two planes that are parallel up here? Let me see if I can say this slowly and correctly. If two planes are parallel, one plane is parallel to any line in the other plane. All right, so if two planes are parallel, one plane will be always parallel to any line in the other plane. So ready? If we write an answer to this one, plane ABC should be parallel to, what do you think as a line would be a good line? EF, what else could I put? DF or?
ED.
Okay, you guys are picking it up then, if you can give me all three of those. I'll just put EF. All right, so you have to have two planes for a plane and a line to be parallel. Any questions? Because this is my favorite part coming up. This part I'll get real fired up about.
What line segments?
Yeah, because your algebra ability is going to come back into play.
That's freaking good.
We have any.
Algebra.
It's going to come back into play. I know the course name is geometry, but algebra sneaks in. Okay, algebra will sneak in from time to time, as it will here.
It's knocking on the door.
All right, before
Knocking down
Before-
the door.
Before we get to the algebra, though, remember yesterday I got real fired up when I showed you a line, and I said, darn it, the line's got to have what on each end?
Arrow.
Arrows. Because if it doesn't, it's a new term. Here's the term. Okay, a line segment. Think of it as a line without your arrows. Instead of arrows on it, you're going to have endpoints. Yep, points at the end. Dots. Come on, you're better than that.
A segment of a line.
We're going to have endpoints. So let's label those endpoints for me, X and Y.
We just mold like that, but I cannot draw a straight line.
How do you write that symbolically? Kind of the same way we did a line. Remember we did the little line and put the letters underneath? It's the same thing. Take a look. Segment line with what underneath?
XY, I'm presuming.
XY or YX?
Oh my god, I'm going insane.
Wait, so
Yep, go ahead.
the ones that were earlier, they didn't have the arrows on the side, so will those be lines?
They should have had arrows with them because they go on forever,
Okay.
but I just wanted to make sure you guys know what we were looking at.
Okay.
Now here's what you got to watch out for though. Quick, remember yesterday I had a line. Let's say I put X, Y, and then maybe I had an M there. And I said, you guys can call that anything you want. X, Y, X, M, we all know the line. Can't do that for a line segment. Watch, you cannot. If I put, please don't do this. If I put point M here, I cannot call this XM. XM's a different line segment,
Oh.
right? Here's XM, here's XY. Totally different. So you have to name it by the two endpoints. All right, everybody good? Name it by its two endpoints. Have to, not anything in between. All right, here we go. You ready for a little algebra work here? All right, first thing I love about this problem is you guys have to draw it correctly. So the first thing we need to draw is, what's this? Talk to me.
EG line segment.
Line segment EG, perfect. We can see the notation and you can say it to me. So everyone go ahead, draw a line segment EG. What do the endpoints have to be? E and G, right? I don't care how you draw it. I don't care if it's straight. Actually, I should probably draw a little differently.
He said, I don't care if it's straight. He's an ally.
Point F is somewhere on it. Does it matter where it is? No. So go ahead, put a point F somewhere on your line segment. Point F, somewhere on there. We're okay so far with the diagram. Next. All right, I did something to you here. I don't know if anybody noticed it. What did I do with the EG?
Give it value.
Well,
There's no line above it.
there's no line above it, right? So if there's no line above it, I'm telling you how long it is now. Okay, so I'm telling you, EG has a length of 100. So this bad boy right here, length of 100. Okay, length of 100. I don't know how you want to label that on your diagram. I go like this. This is how I roll. You guys can roll however you want, but just know it's a length of 100. All right. All right, I got more. EF has a length of 4x minus 20. So on EF, that length is 4x minus 20. Keep reading. FG, 2x plus 30. So on FG, I can put 2x plus 30. And this is a 3-part question. Find X, EF, and FG. So here's where your algebra comes in. I need to set up some equation to solve now for X. Because I need to know what the value of X is. So I need something to solve. You know what FG is, you know what EF is, and you know the whole thing is 100. Can we come up with something together that says solve this and you'll have the value of X? We got Miriam, you going to take a stab at it?
4x minus 20 plus 2x plus 32 is equal to 100.
Perfect. 30,
30.
but not 32, but 30. Yeah, equals 100. Great job.
Okay, my line.
Do you see what Miriam's doing? Taking one segment, adding it to the other, and knowing the whole thing is equal to 100. And I'm hoping and crossing my fingers everyone's comfortable solving this.
Yes.
I don't think you would have made it to this class if you weren't comfortable solving it. Combine your like terms. Move over the 10. And divide by 6.
Oh, minus 20. I did minus 2. That's what was. I just misread it.
Everyone, 15 for the value of X. Oh, seriously, is everyone comfortable solving that?
Yeah.
Because I don't have time to do the algebra part of it.
Easy peasy.
I'm just assuming you guys know what the deal is.
Give me a minute.
That'll give you a third of the credit. This was a 3-part question. Next part, how long's EF? And I'm not looking for 4x minus 20. I want to know actually number-wise, 50,
Now we know
80,
what
20.
X is.
What's that?
Well, now we know what X
Oh,
is.
all right. Keep talking. I was going to ask that. Keep talking to me.
We know
Why
what
is that
X
so
we
important now?
can, substitute it in.
Yep, substitute. I like to say plug and chug. Plug and chug. Plug it in and chug away.
So 60 minutes 40.
So then FG has to be 60.
Oh, does it? Without even, you did that without even plugging in. How?
Because it has to equal 100.
Okay. There we go. Back in the algebra saddle. Good work. I'm going to just plug it in.
This brought so much serotonin to my brain. Because I freaking love algebra.
I love algebra.
It's so nice when you can just solve it.
I like math when I understand it.
Usually that's how it goes. Yeah, that's probably a common
It's
for everybody.
Geometry, I'm genuinely scared of.
You're scared.
It's different than algebra. True.
I was never good at it in 6th grade when we did it.
Sixth grade. You've matured since then, right?
Hopefully you're not the same person you were in 6th grade.
Oh my god, no. It'd be terrible.
6th grade.
Geometry is a lot of
I feel like 7th
visualization.
grade me was probably the worst. 7th grade was just the worst.
That's what I think of it.
Any questions on the algebra one? Because you're going to have to do a couple tonight. Okay. Mary, you good? Yep, go ahead. Do you see how I got these values though?
Hold on, I'm getting really dizzy. I'm looking back and forth. I'm already dizzy.
So we found x equals 15
Yeah.
and I went back and substituted them in. Okay, good deal.
I love it when you can just solve lives. Like you don't have
Last vocabulary term.
congruent segments.
When are two segments congruent? If they have the same length. Okay, so if two segments have the same length, we have a word for them that says they're congruent. So can you guys draw me line segment AB underneath where it says picture for me? I don't care how long it is, just draw line segment AB for me. And then separately, don't attach it to AB. Separately, can you draw me line segment CD that looks about the same length as AB? Okay, don't attach them. Draw it separate. So you should have two separate line segments that look to be the same length. We say those two segments are congruent. How do I write that now symbolically? Everyone, how do you write AB? Line segment AB. Okay, write it. Line segment AB, let's write it. Get a little space in between because I got your symbol coming up. And then CD. You probably have never seen this symbol. Maybe you have, but you never knew it was for congruent. The symbol for congruent is an equal sign with this little symbol on top. Please do not break my heart and say that's a squiggly. That's the least mathematical thing I've ever heard. The squiggly.
It's a little NEA thing that goes above an N in Spanish.
Isn't it called a tilde?
That's how I've always heard it.
Okay.
It's called the tilde. And you are the first person to know that today.
Yes.
I've done that. I've done this.
I was gonna say,
I've done these notes 2 other times.
I didn't know if you were raising your hand or going for a high five.
Nobody knew.
You went like way up here.
Nobody knew the tilde. But this is, get used to this symbol. It's going to be used a lot this year. Symbol for congruent. So if you want to show me two segments, and then later on in the unit, we're going to deal with angles. That'll be congruent. That's the symbol I use to put in between, okay? Ooh, I got another problem though. Maybe you could help.
I don't know why, but this is bringing me back to when we did like
The what?
I ready something. Oh my gosh.
I like walked
Okay, here's my problem. Let's say it doesn't say in the directions that they're congruent, and it doesn't give you the lengths, but they are congruent. How am I going to know that?
I guess.
No, they're going to put markings on the diagram for you.
I was gonna say a ruler.
No ruler. We don't. The only thing we use ruler for in here is straight edge, or a protractor. We only use it for a straight edge. We don't measure anything in this class. So watch. There's a certain set of notations you'll see on the segments called hash marks. See how I just put those on there? That tells you two segments are congruent without even knowing the lengths. Okay, that's what those hash marks mean, that those two segments are the same length, they are congruent. Challenge question for you. See if anybody's up to it. Don't write these on your paper. Let's say in a problem, I have these two segments congruent, and again, you don't have to write this down, but then I have another set in the same problem that are congruent to each other, but they're not congruent to those two.
I'll give it 2 markings.
What do you think?
Probably 2, and then if you have another
2 hash marks. You got it. So now I know these two are congruent and those two are congruent. Okay? Any questions on the symbol, markings, or what it means to be congruent? A lot going on there. All right, here's our last one for the day, and you can get started on the work. Whoa, don't even read the question. Everyone just look at the diagram, because this is where I got to train your mind for the rest of the year. Look at the diagram. Anybody see markings on there?
Yes.
Okay, what are these markings telling me?
A and B and C and D are congruent.
Which means they're the same?
Same length.
Okay, that's where I got to have your mind go. I see hash marks. Congruent, they're the same length. Ready to solve the problem now. Which one's incorrect? Which one of the 4 is incorrect? Don't yell anything out. I want to go one by one. Is AB congruent to CD?
Yes.
Are they congruent?
Yeah.
And it's don't overthink it. Why are they?
Because it's 2 lines.
You got the hash marks that say they're congruent. So that one is correct. We're looking for the incorrect one. Miriam.
I know it's just like OCD, but the 2 lines in between C and D, they're like uneven.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. They're hash marks.
I needed to like.
Okay, they're hash marks.
Definitely on the second one.
Whoa. Don't get ahead of me. Don't get ahead of me yet. You were getting there. I took the segment lines off. What did that mean today?
It's the value.
That's the length of that.
Oh.
So in number 2, I'm saying, is the length of AB equal to the length of CD? Is it?
Yeah.
Yes. Why?
Because they're congruent.
Yes. Thank you, because you know the definition of congruent. Perfect. Oh, the lengths are the same because they're congruent because they have hash marks. You guys are picking it up. All right, let's keep going because we're looking for the incorrect one. Ooh, now we're having some controversy. Is AC congruent to BD?
Yeah.
Well, some people, have hash marks on it. I don't need them.
There's 2 hash marks, meaning that there was another.
I don't need. No. I don't need hash marks. Here's why I don't need hash marks. Watch, ready? I'm gonna assign numbers here to make it easy on you guys. Don't put numbers on yours. I'm gonna say AB is a length of 5, which means what else is a length of 5? CD. Good. Everyone with me so far? BC looks a little bit longer, so I'm gonna make it a little bit longer. I'll make it 8 units. Say. Ready? How long's AC? How long is AC? AC, not BC. AC.
Oh, I'm tripping.
13.
13. How long's BD?
13.
That makes them congruent.
That is so.
So these are congruent because take a look. What are you doing? You're taking two. Hey guys, you're taking 2 segments that are congruent and adding the same thing to it.
Yeah.
So the results have to be equal. So the one that doesn't work, AC and CD, take a look at your diagram. Everyone all right? Why those aren't congruent?
Yep.
All right, one is definitely longer than AC, definitely longer than CD. All right. All right, and then before you move on, today's a little different. We've had homework out of the packet. We've had homework out of the textbook. We know how to access that. Tonight, look at it. Out of both.
Packet and textbook.
Ooh, yeah. So do the packet work in the packet, and then do the textbook work wherever you did it last night.
What does it mean even? So do we like?
So that means only 28 through 32 is even. So 28, 30, 32.
Okay.
Make sense, Jude?
Yes.
Okay, but only those, not the whole assignment. Another great day, guys. Good job. So either start in the packet or in the textbook.